Hello, 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 and welcome to another session of Let's Get Real with Mona. That's me, Mona Naidu. I'm an abundant living coach and a women's empowerment mentor. And yes, I share stories and teachings to inspire you to turn your dreams into reality. And that's what we do here every Monday. Now, please do share with me where you're joining me from and what it is that you are up to right now. And most importantly, how are you feeling right now? Because you know, lots is shifting, lots are changing. So, where are you right now? And it's okay. It's okay if it's not all bells and whistles, if there's something that appears to be negative in your life. It's okay too. Because one thing I've noticed, people are too afraid to share that something's not that well with them. And do you know what happens? When you are able to share what's really going on in your life and not just, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. Because quite frankly, those two answers actually is an indication that there's something else going on. So I'm inviting you today. I'm inviting you. Why? Because today we are talking about stepping into a new identity. And if we're wanting to change what's going on in our lives for the better, if we want to achieve or step into the next level of our abundance, align to the next level of our abundance, then one of the most important identities for us to embody is authenticity. All right? Because just think about this. We want something different. We want to be someone different. We want to be an expanded version of ourselves. But how do we actually go about that? Now, before I go on to today's teaching about stepping into new identities and why this is so important for us when we are aligning to the next level of our abundance. Today is also a very auspicious day in the Hindu calendar, and it is Navaratri. Now, Navaratri is celebrated all over the world by Hindus, and it occurs 5 times in the year, but this specific one in September-October period is actually the most auspicious because Navaratri is the 9 nights of the goddess. And if you know me, I'm all about the rising of the feminine, the awakening of the sacred feminine. And this time is perfect because it is all about the goddess. The 9 nights were the 3 different aspects of the goddess. Shakti, which is the energy that is related to the goddess, which is the energy of the universe. Then we look at Lakshmi, which is prosperity and abundance. And then the last 3 nights is all about Saraswati, which is the goddess of creativity, education, communication. It is all the 3 aspects of the goddess that comes together, which allows us to embody the feminine, right? And we get to start this week with that energy of the feminine. It is a time when we look at aspects of the feminine that may have been shut down, that may have been wounded, and we get to resurrect that parts of us. We get to reconnect to that parts of us. We get to bring balance and harmony into our being, whether you're a male or a female. But what I've realized is that the female, those of us in a female body, we are being asked to step up. We are being asked to step forward and embrace the feminine in all her glory so that we can bring this balance into the world. Are you realizing how the concept of the feminine is unfolding all over the world right now, in our personal lives and in the broader world stage? We are being asked to celebrate the feminine. We are being asked to honor the feminine. We are being asked to respect the feminine. So I thought it was so perfect. And don't you just love it when everything is aligned? You know, there's so many things going on in our lives. And when I looked at the question I asked today, what new identity are you stepping into? And then I discover that it is also Navratri, and we're celebrating the feminine which has been suppressed, which has been kept away, which has been not honored or recognized or valued for thousands and thousands of years. And here we are in 2022, where we're seeing the reconnection to, the reclaiming of the feminine, the divine feminine, the sacred feminine aspects of the goddess. How beautiful it is today. So you may be wondering why I have this beautiful red velvet cover over my chair. Well, this is the color of the goddess. There's various colors, but when you think about feminine power, this is the color associated with her, goddess Durga, because this is how she comes in this beautiful red, which stands for the feminine power, which stands for truth, which stands for authenticity. Now, let me ask you this question. What new identity are you stepping into this season? Because remember, every day, every new month, every new season, we get to create something new. And yes, we are at the end of this month, September, and the theme has been new life. But we can create this every single day of our lives. It's not just reserved for a specific season. Now, when you think about your identity, your current identity, where did you get that from? As you see yourself in the world right now, what's made you decide on this identity? And we're going to go deeper into what identity is, because I bet you right now, many of you are thinking about, when I say identity, we associate it with some kind of title, we associate it with something we are currently doing. So that's the type of identity we're generally looking at. But I want you to look a bit deeper. The identity I'm talking about is, how do you see yourself? Now, before I talk about more about that, our identity, if you didn't know, comes from the time we were very little, from our families. Now, our families either said something about us, they would either call us names that were positive, or they would call us names that are negative. Now, some of these identities that we latched onto or was given to us, and because we were so young when these identities were imposed upon us, and I say this most especially for the negative identities, we've actually decided that that's who we are. So, what identities am I talking about? And now I want to talk about the negative ones. Some of us carry these identities that we are lazy. Some of us carry these identities that we are shy. Some of us carry these identities that we can't speak well. Some of us carry these identities that we are stupid. Now, even though you are grown up, even though you may be having a fabulous career, or you may have your own business, you are the CEO of your business or the founder of an organization, did you know that these identities that were imposed upon us, were placed upon us by the people that we grew up around, whether it was our family, whether it was at school, our friends, our teachers, the communities we grew up in? Those are the people who gave us our identity. And many of us have the subconscious identities. We may know intellectually that we are smart and we are bright and intelligent and competent and capable, but yet those subconscious identities that sit there in the dark corners are the ones that's actually controlling who we are today, what we do, and how we show up in the world. Now, how many of you have heard your parents say, oh no, he or she doesn't speak because they're very shy. So every time you're in a room filled with people, or every time you have to get up and do a Facebook Live, you may be terrified because that little shy person, that identity is the one that jumps up. Now, a lot of people love this identity. I am broke. They heard it and they've carried it and carried it and carried it. So what do you think they keep displaying in the world? No matter how much money they make, they end up being I am, and whatever they feel after that. Because remember, I am is a declaration. So whatever word comes after I am becomes your reality. So what identity are you seeing show up for you? Are you seeing evidence of this positive identity that you have of yourself? Or are you seeing evidence of a negative identity that you did not even know you had? Because here's the thing, the world, the people around us is constantly reflecting what we really believe about ourselves. Not what we intellectually believe about ourselves, but what we believe on a subconscious and an unconscious level. So, what identity about you are you seeing? Are you seeing an identity of struggle, that you have to always struggle? Or are you seeing an identity of someone who's in flow, someone who's aligned to her truth or his truth? What are you seeing? Now, many people don't realize that if we aren't aligned to our true identity, well, abundance runs away from us. If we aren't aligned to our unique codes, our soul codes that we were born with, that we came onto this planet with, well, what do you think? Then our wealth, our abundance is in the opposite direction of that identity. And it's only until we actually step into who we really are, our true identity, then only things become easier. Life seems to be beautiful and pleasant. Now, I know that you've had these moments where things are in flow. Things are beautiful. Life is beautiful. The people around you are supportive, loving, compassionate, generous. And then there's times when things seem to be going, well, topsy-turvy. I'm sure that with you knowing this now, you're going to realize that when things are not going so well, you are not in your best version of yourself. Your identity of yourself, your identification of yourself is not one that's positive or empowered, but it's one that is causing this chaos, this drama, this negativity in your life. Now, how do you feel about that, knowing that it is that simple? When we feel, oh, nobody loves me, I don't have this, or I don't have that, what do you think we keep attracting? If you know by now how the law of manifestation works, how the law of attraction works, it's whatever vibration we're putting out there. So if we say we are in lack and scarcity, well, the universe obliges. The universe can only provide more of that. But if you take on a new identity and say, I am abundant, what do you think the universe is going to bring to you? All the evidence that's going to show you that you are a vibrational match to abundance. right? So when I ask what new identity you are ready to step into, remember, we can't just step into an identity that we are so far away from in just one leap. It is possible, but if you think about it, if we are in an identity of shyness, we can't just jump into confidence. We have to take little steps towards it. Now, little steps towards it means that every day we do something to help us be a little bit more confident, right? Because when we try to quantum jump and we haven't practiced quantum jumping for the greater part of our life, it does feel like it's a challenge. I'll just think about this. I'm going to use this example. And if you know me, I love using the example of going to the gym. You don't build a six-pack overnight. You can if you know how to tap into those frequencies. You know how to quantum jump, you can, but until you become a master at quantum jumping, well, you have to take the baby steps first. And with practice, repeated practice, you will get from being someone who's shy to someone who's confident. Little baby steps, little needlepoint moves will have the results and help you achieve the results that you would love to experience. Now, that's how you turn your dreams into reality, right? So right now, what new identity would you love to step into, right? Is it the adventurous you? Is it the confident you? Is it the creative you? Is it the generous you? Is it the loving you? Is it the nurturing you? Now, just by the way, if you didn't know, do you know what a challenge it was for me to embrace, firstly, the identity of being nurturing? I was kicking and screaming whenever anybody, especially my husband Vis, would tell me I'm nurturing, because I thought that nurturing was weak. Because remember, nurturing is a quality of the feminine. So my belief was that the feminine was weak. Yes, even I didn't know that until a few years ago, when I went deeper and deeper into understanding the feminine. You see, the feminine, there's the sacred feminine. And I always say the sacred feminine is those of us that are physically here on the planet. And then there's the attributes of the divine feminine. That is, as you know, the divine is what we refer to beyond the physical realms. We refer to the goddess energy. Now, when you know that there's two aspects of the feminine, and we are being asked to first embody the feminine aspects, those aspects of us, because we live on this planet. We live on what some refer to as the earth school. So how can we connect to the divine feminine when we're still struggling with who we are? And that's been my journey. The journey of connecting to my identity as a female, let alone feminine. Being female and fully embracing the qualities of the female. So what is it for you? Because out there, the men, many men are challenged with embracing the qualities of the sacred masculine, right? Because we've seen the masculine being distorted in how the masculine shows up. So for me, it was everything related to the feminine. How to be nurturing, how to be collaborative, how to be loving, to be generous, to receive. Those are all concepts and aspects of the feminine, an identity, because to receive it meant I was weak. Everything related to the feminine. On a subconscious and an unconscious level, I saw as weak. So support? Oh no. I did not want to receive support because I was way too independent to receive support. because behind receiving any form of support was I'm weak, and I did not want to show up as weak. So you see, what identity, right, have you been holding on to? Because here's another thing. We can hold on to an identity, but we have expanded and grown and evolved and ascended, but yet we're still holding on to an identity. And I realized until recently, I was still holding on to that identity of being an advocate with the National Prosecuting Authority. I was still holding on to all my titles. I was still holding on to my corner office. I didn't realize that on some energetic level, I hadn't stepped away from that identity. Now here's the truth. I am all that. I am an advocate. That's all part of my timeline. But where I'm going to, I'm being asked to embrace a new identity. I'm being asked to embrace new aspects of an identity that I'm stepping into. I'm still discovering what that new full identity is. And I get little inklings along the way. So one of the new identities I'm being asked to step into is that I'm a healer. Now, when you think about it, what is a healer? I spread love and light. I help to share stories of inspiration to help people turn their dreams into reality. Right? I send love out, I send prayers, I send blessings. Now, what is a healer? I always thought that a healer is someone who does weird things and people think that they should be in specific places or that they're judged as being, people that do weird things and they are all woo-woo. And unconsciously, I was holding myself back. So when I tap into abundance frequencies, well, I'm sending that out into the world. So I'm helping to heal the world. When I heal my past trauma, aspects of my past trauma, well, I'm a healer because I'm healing myself, right? We are all healers when you really think about it, because we have the most beautiful machine, our physical bodies, that help us to align to different aspects of ourselves. So I was so afraid to say I was a healer, but actually, I'm not alone. We are all healers. When we send our love, which is the greatest gift that we can give to another, that we can receive and we can share, love is a healing frequency. We all know that, don't we? Love makes everything better, right? Love makes the world brighter. Love is the antidote and for all the turmoil in the world. So when I got to understand better that that's just a word, healer is just a word, I spread love everywhere. I spread light through this love that I share. So that's the identity I would love to be associated with. And if that helps people heal their traumas, their limiting beliefs, the abundance blocks, the negative patterns and habits, then that's who I am. I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I'm loving, I'm generous, I'm abundant, and so are you. And I guess it's time that we all started embracing, acknowledging, and embodying our true abundant nature. Because if there's anything you can take from today, is that you are abundant, right? So what is it that you're going to go do today, or whenever you're watching this recording? What is it that you're going to go today to express an aspect of the identity that you're claiming for you, a new identity? Because remember, take one thing at a time. Take one thing. Take small steps towards it, and then it becomes easier to embody it. Because you see, it takes practice. It takes practice before we can fully step into an identity. So if you want to be an abundant version of yourself, every day practice something small that represents abundance for you. Because remember, everything that we talk about, whether it's authenticity, it's what does authenticity mean to you? What does confidence mean to you? So if you're ready, then step into a new identity. And remember, after I am, it must be the most powerful words that you can attach to it. But remember, before you can do that, you have to let go first of an identity, an old identity, or an identity that has not been working for you, and you know which one it is. So I'd love to hear from you. What identity are you releasing, and what new identity are you stepping into? It would be wonderful to be on this journey with you, to celebrate this journey with you as you step into a new identity. So let me know what value you got from the session today. And I look forward to receiving your comments and feedbacks and how it's going with you on this new identity that you're stepping into. So until next time, ciao for now.